budget and reply speech, which brings me to the question of who has the most pressure on them right now. I think it is, frankly, Peter Dutton in relation to Thursday, because we know the story in and around Chalmers, right? Chalmers is literally telling people, oh no, power prices are down by 25%. Hang on, they're not down by 25%. There's this artificial thing that the government's doing, which feeds into inflation, which feeds into their arguments in and around in relation to, say, the Reserve Bank, right? Anyone actually paying attention? Well, you know the fallacy of all of that. But obviously for Peter Dutton, the reason Thursday is such a big opportunity, is because you've got 30 minutes. 30 minutes, certainly here at Sky News, 30 minutes over there on Taxpayer Telly, where no one's going to interrupt you. It's not an interview. It's not a press conference. You got your 30 minutes to have some big ideas. First year was nuclear power. Second was immigration and the foreign buyers stuff, right? Third, well, it has to be this amount of money, this idea, some big stuff, because otherwise you can keep pointing to the bin fire that is the other one, but unless you're promising to bring some water to put it out, well, they're going to stick with the bin fire, aren't they?
Yeah, that's right. I mean, it's basically, come Thursday, does Dutton come out with a very significant package of economic reform that captures the hearts and minds of the sort of people that we're talking about? Now, these are, 30-something, 40-something-year-olds in the outer suburbs of particularly Sydney and Melbourne who are feeling the pinch, not really happy with the current Labor government, not really convinced about what the coalition has to offer. And if he's able to actually put forward a narrative that is digestible, that it actually shakes the cage quite a lot in terms of, hey, this guy is going to actually really change the way this country functions, then they'll start listening. And this is why Thursday is so important for it.
Yeah, I got that feeling, Michael, that they're in a scenario where you shake the cage the right way, you turn 50-50 into 52-48 your way, you shake the cage the wrong way, or obviously the hysterical interpretation of it, it ends up going 52-48 the other way. Thursday, Peter Dutton, what's the threshold? What do you need? Because he's not going to stand there and be able to produce 700-page economic document, but whatever his version of that little pamphlet that they all walk around with our economic plan, he's got to hold that up on Thursday, doesn't he?
Yeah, look, I'd like to say Chalmers has got more to lose, but I actually think Peter's got more to lose because Dutton's favourite to win the election now. He's the favourite in the betting markets, in the polls. He's the bookie. Peter Dutton is favourite to win the election. So, what's Jim going to say on Tuesday night? Well, I don't think he's a big performer. He can't really talk his $150 energy rebate. Well, as people have been saying on Sky tonight, everyone knows he's giving them back a small proportion of the money that they've had to pay in increased bills. So energy's not really an election winner for Labor. And you'll notice Chris Bowen has disappeared from the national stage in the last month or so. Yep. So I think Peter Dutton has got more to lose because, as you say, the economic narrative, and people need money, they want to see reform, they want to see change, they want to see relief, they want to see a pathway forward. And that hasn't, quite frankly, been a strong point of the coalitions over the last couple of years. They've kept their powder dry because it's very hard for an opposition when you never know what's happening with the budget. So after Tuesday, he'll see the budget. They'll be in a much better position on Thursday to frame an argument and announce some policy detail. I think that's what he'll do. And as I said before, I think Dutton's position will strengthen after Thursday.